How is it going, everybody? Welcome to yet another episode of Devil May Crypto. Everyone is super excited for one reason this week. We're finally seeing some green. That's what we like to see on Devil May Crypto. So everything is pretty much, I don't know, we're just seeing a little bit of a bull run, you know? Nothing too crazy. On average, I'm seeing like 5-10%, we're 19% IOTA. But it's we're definitely getting there, people. This is the good stuff. So today I wanted to kind of talk about a little bit of the news from the past week, what's caused this to happen, why are we here, what'll happen next. Stay tuned. So first thing I want to get out of the way, I don't know if you would count this good news, bad news, whatever type of news, but CNBC put up a report, you know, cryptocurrency tax mistake could cost you $250,000. Of course that is a little bit sensationalized. It is, they do want people to read it. They're like, oh my god, I'm investing in cryptos, like let me check this out. It's one of the reasons I checked it out. But the fact of it is that if you are not reporting what you have gained in cryptos, you're one of millions of people probably. So the issue with it is so recently what I've done is try to go out to different accountants in my area. I live in Virginia, and I've gone to maybe 5 or 6 different ones. I've called certain places and I'm like, you know, what do you guys have for cryptocurrencies? Some of the larger ones had an idea of it. They're like, oh, you mean Bitcoin? And some of them had no clue what I was talking about. I had 2 up-close meetings with the ones that seem to be the most, what's the best way to put it? The most familiar with the idea of crypto assets. And it was it was not exactly what I expected it to be. They didn't have a lot of knowledge on it. They didn't know really what to do. What they basically wanted was they knew about Coinbase, just specifically one of them. Out of like the few that I've seen, most of them had no clue. They didn't know about any exchanges. They didn't know really what to do. But I saw one person. It was a guy. He has his own firm. He doesn't do any crypto investing himself. But really, what it showed me was that not only is it hard to find somebody that knows what to do with cryptocurrency or different crypto assets. It's when you do find somebody, they have no clue what they're doing, even if they have an idea of it. So what he basically said to me was, well, you know, just find all the information you can get, and we'll try our best. But there's not any very hard rules around what they need to do and how to file it. They consider it property, the IRS at this point. And so basically, and it gets very, very vague and complicated because they want every single one of the transactions, how much it costed, you know, when you bought. And there's some exchanges don't provide a lot of information, and they don't give you exactly what you need. Coinbase, at a certain level, they'll actually tell the government once you're past, I think, $10,000 that you've invested in, you know, brought them back and forth. So Coinbase, I think, has more of a they're the closest ones to having some sort of formal arrangement with the feds. So yeah, I mean, that's just something I want to get out of the way. I don't think you're going to be one of those people that gets fined $250,000. Unless you've made millions of dollars, in my opinion, or just made maybe hundreds of thousands, they're probably not going to pick on you. So I wouldn't worry too much about it. But best thing to do, find an accountant and do whatever you can. Because this is a very new type of asset, no one's really going to come after you if you're trying, at least. So don't shy away from it because you're like, oh, you know, nobody really knows what to do. You know, there's nothing set in stone on how to do it. As long as you're giving them something and paying some sort of tax and trying your best, you won't go to jail for it. If it goes to court, they'll be like, he attempted to do it. You know, that's the best way to put it. So I would what I'm doing myself is what I pretty much do. I don't do any active trading. I'm a holder. So I just basically showed how much I had bought over time. Most of my stuff is through Coinbase. I have some stuff through Gemini too when I was trying them out. But I just showed, you know, where I exchange it from and then my different exchanges that I use, mostly KuCoin and Binance. and even between them, I haven't like sold when they've gone high and then gone low. The only thing I've ever really liquidated was KuCoin shares. I sold when they got up to like almost $20. I bought KuCoin at I think about, I don't know, 50 cents or maybe like a quarter to 50 cents. I think I bought a crap ton of them and I sold them all. I just got rid of all of them. And I bought a lot of Walton chain. That's what I did. I bought a lot of Walton. I got some Neo. Those are the main two, and then some other stuff along with it. But pay your tax, people. It's about that time. Do not get caught being one of the ones, because they will report it. If you're going through Coinbase, they will report you if you're past a few $1,000s. I think the magic number is 10. So think about that. Here we are on ccn.com. Just want to say, huge positive news. Rockefellers go long on cryptocurrencies to invest in blockchain startups. So this isn't a short-term profit thing. That's what I think the best part about this is. The Rockefellers are like, no. This is the next big thing. Let's make some businesses here. So what they would, if I guess the best part of this is if they just wanted to make a quick buck off this, if they thought Bitcoin is just a fad, they would make some quick money out of it. They would throw a bunch in. It would become big news. And they would pull back out when the market tanks again, something like that. But this is a long-term investment. They want blockchain businesses, and they want to be the people funding them. Okay, businesses, as you know, they want them to last quite some time. Businesses, it's not something you do for a year and then just let go. This is something they believe in. And for quite some time, I mean, years, I've been reading about these, large families like the Rockefellers, or I mean, even the Rothschilds, for example. Everybody's trying to, slowly move their way into cryptocurrencies. Initially, it was just Bitcoin for a store of value. They're diversifying, trying to make some money off of it. But they see, whenever you have a ton of money, you got to have some place to put it, okay? And Bitcoin, they saw something in it. But this now is big because they're going into blockchain companies. So this is really about the technology in itself. And they're saying, we believe in what this is, and we want to be the next, something like Amise Go or whoever else, it's one of the ones we're seeing right now, but the Rockefellers are one in on it. That is great news. So Bittrex is finally open. I don't know if you guys remember, it was kind of a big deal back around December time during the gold rush of the crypto era that we've seen most recently. I don't know if you guys have been. I mean, I guess it matters on how long you've been around. These things happen. There's going to be huge market upswings like this. This is one of the largest ones I've experienced, than just the amount of people that came in. It seemed different than usual, but if you've been around, they happen all the time. But December was a pretty big one. It's when a lot of my friends reached out to me. They were like, dude, I can't, sign on to Binance. They closed registration. I can't sign into Bittrex. Can't sign into KuCoin. Coinbase is taking too long. Everybody was being swamped because people were just, it was an exodus. People were just leaving Wall Street, leaving everything else. They were like, Bitcoin, cryptos. So finally, Bittrex, after some time, is opening back up their doors, or they did open up their doors, and they made an announcement on Twitter. They were like, "Hey, we're opening back up registration. Come back on." They added like 50 different 50 people as employees, and they expanded their infrastructure on top of that. But the funniest thing is, right after they opened up, they just shut right back down. They were like, "Oh, guys, hey, we're actually already overloaded." So they stopped. Oh, it's my cat. So they stopped right away. I love you, Tristan. Sorry about that. My cat's a little bit of an attention seeker and needs constant love from me. It's okay, I love him so much. But going back into it, Bittrex is back. They've kind of changed themselves. They upgraded their website, and they're back with a vengeance. So check them out. Not trying to shill Bittrex, but it was just a story that came out, and it's showing that a lot of people still want in on every one of the exchanges, especially Bittrex. So if you're one of those people, you're probably already there, and you're probably the reason why they shut down. Some news on Monero. This isn't exactly all crypto news, but some of you might be invested in Monero or have interest in what happens with these. But basically, some of the same thing that's happening to Ethereum right now, but Monero wants to be ASIC resistant, and now there's a few companies that are actually creating ASIC miners for Monero. And what the community wanted to do was they're like, no, we're not going to do that. And what basically happens when you create a very specific kind of ASIC miner and you start implementing those is it centralizes a lot of the community. So kind of like with what's happening with Bitcoin right now, if you have a GPU, you can't really mine Bitcoin very well. It's just not, it's super, super slow. And the only way, just because of the amount of power coming from ASIC miners in these large organizations, just basically full of ASIC miners, it takes away all. I mean, it scales up so high that your GPU becomes worthless for mining that currency. So it just what it does is it takes away the aspect of decentralization, even though it's technically decentralized. It really most of the profits and everything, and because it does entire blocks, that block is going to most likely go to the same people every single time. So just think about that. But what Monero did is they were like, nope, let's go ahead and change. They hard forked, and there's these new projects out there. This will happen quite often. There's people that use blockchain, then there's the miners. The miners are out there for the profits. And if there's profits from ASIC mining, and if you can get more than other people with a little bit of investment, yeah, they're going to do it. But the community has to go a certain way. So what Monero is doing is they fork. So a hard fork later, there's 4 new projects. They're all basically the same thing. And I mean, you can expect this. This isn't the last time we're going to see something like this. But Monero's going through it right now, and something I just wanted to bring up. So I don't know if you guys can recall, but a few videos ago I talked about how Binance moved to Malta. Well, OKX is next. They were like, man, screw this. We're back. We saw what Binance did. We saw how good they were doing. We're moving to Malta. And I will say this. OKX will not be the last ones to go to Malta if other countries do not embrace it like they are. Okay? What happens with businesses, what happens with organizations, is they move to the path of least resistance. If just the same way that if you live in a extremely socialist state, people with a lot of money are probably going to move somewhere where capitalism is embraced, and they can be filthy rich. It's what they want. So Malta seems to be the place. I'm sure other places will kind of, or other countries, let crypto assets or these organizations flourish just like Malta is, and they'll try to attract them here. And we're going to see that, but OKX will not be the last one to go to Malta. We'll see it happen again. We'll see where we go from there, but it's starting to become a trend at this point. So let's see where we go from here. Another thing that happened was the cryptocurrency lending service aims to expand to fiat. And which service is that? ETHLend. They're pursuing licenses in more than 30 countries in Europe. Of course, if you've been following ETHLend, you've seen their bumps and different problems across the road, but they are growing, and I mean it's working. They've had a working product for quite some time now. I mean months, maybe even over a year. I don't really know, but I don't use ETHLend, but I think it's a great project, and you'll see other ones kind of like Salt and whoever else. A lot of these lending platforms. I haven't diverged into them yet. At some point I will, but I think this is great. So something that's happening right now is ETHLend's trying to stick themselves in every country they possibly can, and that's what you're gonna see. You wanna work with countries and work with different municipalities and whoever else, but you want to be able to go along with the laws and regulations, and ETHLend is working to do that. So I think this is great. But 30 different countries in Europe, good for them. That's great news for ETHLend. If you guys are working hard, congratulations to you. I don't know if you guys are ready for this yet, but the European Commission, they're throwing some money at blockchain, artificial intelligence, and any type of innovation. It's about $370 million. That's right, you heard it here, people. That's quite a bit. I mean, it's kind of what an ICO raised in 15 minutes. So, but $370 million is going to go through the European Commission to fund innovation. This is great. That means that they're very bullish on crypto technology, blockchain, whatever you want to call it. They're synonymous at this point. And on Reuters, we see that JP Morgan sued over fees for cryptocurrency purchases. Die, bitch! Sorry. I used to work at a bank, and slowly but surely did I learn the hold that it had on the U.S. citizens. I love it when the banks get sued. So basically, JP Morgan, just due to what they did when it came to cryptocurrency purchases, they stopped all the payments. But in the midst of all that, they made things more expensive. Put on extra fees for any type of crypto purchases. They basically know this is what's happening. JP Morgan is falling behind. They know that cryptos will completely replace banks. The need for them, they are a middleman at the end of the day. And they're trying to get as much money as possible before they go to hell together. So, JP Morgan, you are today's donkey of the day. Sorry, I stole the one from the Breakfast Club. But regardless, screw you, JP Morgan. So another thing that I think is kind of a negative towards the community, towards all of us that are in the crypto world, it comes off of scam coins, exit scams, whatever you name it. There's plenty of words for it, but stuff that is not wholesome for all of us. It will not make us money. It will not expand the idea of blockchain, and it will not innovate. But basically, Verge. If you guys don't know what Verge is, it is a coin that I'm pretty sure it was a fork. I don't know if it was a fork or it was built off Dogecoin. Okay. It had a different name in the past. I forget it now. We can just look it up together. I can look it up right now, but I'm too lazy. I don't like to put that much time into Verge. But it's up a small percentage-wise, and Doug Polk just recently put out a video. Something I want to talk about too. This whole video, it is for entertainment purposes only. It's just a little bit of news. Don't take it as financial advice. But what I will say is Verge has a lot of red flags, people. If you're a Verge investor, I really, really, really hope you've diversified across the board between a lot of other cryptos, and you just maybe own a little bit of Verge just in case, just because the money's gonna go up a little bit, and whatever else, you're just kind of speculating on some other people buying into it. That's whatever. But if you're a large Verge holder, if you put in quite a bit into them, if they're one of your main holds, red flags. That's all I'm gonna say. They're at a bit of an uptrend recently. Even during the bear market, they were going up. But it is like for instance, recently they said they're getting ledger support, okay, and that's why they used a little bit of capital, because they needed it for the ledger support. Well, on Reddit, the one of the I don't know if it was the developers or whoever else, they were like, we're not working with Verge. We don't even know that's not us. It might be some third party people, and I'm just saying that I'm gonna put that out there. But it's stuff like this that is negative. This is the stuff that causes bear markets, people. When there's scams out there, and then what happens? The news picks up on it. They're like, millions of dollars lost. It was worth $800 million. Now it's worth $50,000. Like most of the people lost their money. Yeah, it's because of stuff like Verge. In my opinion, I'm not saying they're 100% scam coin. All I'm saying is I will never invest in Verge. I'm gonna put that out there. Everybody, on to the next one. Here's a picture that was kind of going around recently in the past few days, but different users. I think this one is Venice. But just in the reply section, a lot of it was found on Reddit. I'm a Redditor, and I'll probably post this to Reddit too. I love you people. You're my people. But this is Venice, so you can buy property now in Venice through Bitcoin. I'm not sure exactly how much property, or just different types, or from a specific firm. But this is very, very cool. You can already do it on Dubai. I believe Propy is the one. PROPY is the crypto that allows that facilitates that to happen. But these, I think you can just straight up buy with Bitcoin. Signs paperwork and get out of there. But I think that's very cool. That is very positive. If more the more places that take Bitcoin transactions, the higher it'll be worth. That's just a fact, okay? And the more we see stuff like this, the more we can flood the internet with pictures like this. It's just going to create positive sentiment, and we're going to, it's going to skyrocket up. So this is one of the very, cool parts of this past week, is that just in public, I saw pictures of, vans that said Bitcoin and crypto assets, but we're out there, people. we in here. We in here. Sorry, I got a little bit too excited. That was just embarrassing. So last but not least, the Bitcoin market opens up to 1.6 billion Muslims as cryptocurrency declared halal under Islamic law. Wow. 1.6 billion Muslims? They're all going to rush in at once? I will say one thing. I guarantee you there was millions upon millions of Muslims already doing this. Dubai wants to be a hub for cryptocurrency, Bitcoin, everything else. You can already buy homes with through in Dubai, which is full of Muslims, in case you didn't know that, through Bitcoin and other crypto purchases. So I will say I think they're really fundamentalist ones, and well, not like not that type of fundamentalist, but I think the people that are very, very religious, maybe they waited to really get into it. But I consider this very positive market sentiment. We welcome you, Muslim and Arab world, to the world of cryptocurrencies. This is very positive sentiment. We already see a lot of projects coming in from the Middle East and a lot of Muslim countries, not specifically just Middle East. I'm sure there's Muslims all around the world. But welcome to the crypto revolution, guys. We welcome you. I'll end here with this amazing news, but that's what's happened the past week. Feel free to comment. Everybody like and subscribe. You guys are the best viewers in the world. I guarantee it. You guys are the best. You guys are definitely number one. I just hope you enjoyed another episode. I will see you guys next time. Just want to finish by saying, not a financial advisor. I'm just a guy on the internet talking about the Bitcoin news from the past week, and I do videos from time to time. But this is all my opinion. It is not financial advice, but hopefully you get something out of this. Once again, thank you everybody for watching.
Tell me pretty lies, look me in the face. Tell me that you love me, even if it's